Hey, welcome back. All right, so now we're on the third episode of our video blog. That being me, Old School Pat.
And me, Dancehall Nail.
That's right. So today we're continuing with some of our favorites that we've scooped out of our collection
For artists.
For artists.
And I was looking at my collection, like doing this. I'm like, man, that favorite albums list is a very different list.
Right.
Man. So like Iggy Pop, he's not on this.
Right.
But he's got some great albums. Anyway, we'll move along. Some artists that we could talk about. Dennis Al Capone.
Al Capone, of course, one of the early toasters.
I know,
Jamaica
right?
came out, what, like 1970?
669, 70? What is this?
So that's the anthology, two-disc anthology.
So you pretty much get the first album and a bunch of...
Question. Now, we were just the other day, we were listening to Al Capone's first album with the Studio One cuts.
Yeah.
It's called Forever Version. And is any of Forever Version on this? Were they able to license any of that? Because I doubt it. Studio One doesn't license out stuff, do they? It's like you buy the Burning Spear
This is
greatest
Trojan.
hits. It won't have any of his first two albums because they were on Studio One. And Spear won't give it up either. Winston Roddy.
Yeah, I like him because they arguably he introduced the slack style.
Okay. He
With his gangster topics and stuff. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, no, I love Dennis Al Capone. He has a compilation called My Voice is Insured for $500,000.
That's a good one, too.
It's,
But- He's still doing stuff too.
oh, is he really?
But it's like, he's not doing stuff with like Jamaican bands. I feel like they get no disrespect to anybody. Well, one of my favorite artists, I like anything he does, but it's like reggae groups and ska groups from like Japan and Germany that they're doing it now. Probably because they're paying them like Africans.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
And Dillinger, I did not bring Dillinger, but Dillinger went by Dennis Al Capone Jr.
Right.
until Lee Perry gave him the name Dillinger. Dennis Al Capone Jr. Man, I couldn't. I remember this one.
All right, I'm switching it up to the
Did you get that at
the hardcore punk. This is
Did you get that at the pawn shop too? I'm looking at the tag.
no, but yeah, it is good eye because it's the same tag, the same slip that's on my Inner Circle Killer Dub album. Good eye, but no, it was because I wanted to protect this one because this is the original press thing. This is Boston, not LA, which is on Modern Method Records, MMO 12. Way out of print. What 1982? Documenting the Boston scene at that time, and I shouldn't even have to tell you anything about this is Boston, not LA, with Jerry's Kids, Gangrene, Freeze, all the Jerry's Kids, and it's completely ripping and a bigger influence on my life than it probably ought to be. So, yeah, definitely a favorite, and definitely worth some money too.
Absolutely. Now Gangrene. By the time they were doing like King of Bands and stuff, they had slowed so much.
Yeah.
It's like if your main focus is on speed and you lose that, then
It happened in more than one Boston band. I mean,
Well, yeah, but
it's
like unfortunate.
Let me see here.
I'll tell you who it did.
Jerry's Kids had that crap second album.
Oh, Kill. I like that one.
Yeah.
I thought that one wasn't bad. That wasn't King of Bands bad.
Yeah.
You gotta admit.
Yeah.
It was all right, but
Let's see, Proletariat.
Freeze. It happened to the Freeze, but
The
still.
Freeze. I don't know. Singer Cliffhanger was pretty consistent over the years.
Like Misery.
For having the habits that he had.
Yeah. They were never super duper fast like Gangrene.
Yeah. The way the record starts out with Jerry's Kids Straight Jacket, it's just like, and it's like the fucking light switch is flipped, and that's just one of the best side one track one compilation songs ever.
Worth a pretty penny.
Yeah, so you want to do one?
Yeah, we'll do this. A lot of CDs today.
Yeah. So Neil's not in his environment. This is my apartment, and He's got all his records at his house.
I'll check a
Not
record.
here.
Jean Louis Costas.
Oh, Costas. I know him as Costas.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
From Suck Dog. How did I hear about him? Suck Dog.
Oh, really? That's how you heard about him?
Yeah.
Is that record?
No, not this record.
No, the one about Gigi.
No, not
Costas and Suck Dog. They did other records.
with Suck Dog. Yeah, 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So at least a Suck Dog.
Yeah,
Okay.
from Jersey, from Dover.
Dover, New Jersey. Is there a
Suck
Dover,
Dog.
New Jersey?
Yeah, that's where Lisa Suck Dog is from.
I wonder if Dover, New Jersey
And
is just boring.
it looks like it.
Yeah.
And she's got that her roller derby zine that I was that's neither here nor there.
Costas.
Costas. I talked to him online quite a bit. I like the back cover of that. I have too much. I have too much Costas in my collection.
So is that like real blood or fake blood?
It's probably fake blood because he is kind of a sissy, for lack of a better word. You know, like he doesn't like. But then when you see like his like operas and stuff, he's like flinging himself like on the floor and like shitting all over the place. Me and Castle Combs, the guy I told you about before, he was really into. Well, we were both big Suck Dog fans, so we would read like roller derby together and talk about Suck Dog a lot. And one day, this is like years ago, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna buy some Costa stuff, and I just like never stopped.
Cool.
And he's a super awesome dude. He was like, what are you listening to me for? I'm old enough to be your grandfather, which he's not. He's like 60.
Oh yeah, I listen to a lot of artists that are older than him.
68. Yeah, he's like, I guess he feels old, but you know, you're only as old as you feel.
I read that John Belushi would have been 71 years old today.
And if he took better care of himself, he may still, you know.
71, yeah. So that's a trip.
Oh, Costas though is the shit. I love Costas. Love Costas.
I wanted to show you these. Talking about favorite artists. Well, this is favorite artists from the 50s, and they're my dad's.
Oh.
So got Bill Haley and his Comets doing 40 cups of coffee, and back with Hook, Line, and Sinker, which you know, if you're an old rock and roll rockabilly doo-wop, you know, that's just prime Bill Haley and the Comets. And the other one's Danny and the Juniors doing Rock and Roll Is Here to Stay, It Will Never Die. Which
It kind of did, but
yeah, but yeah, I'm really glad I got these two from my dad. I would have had a lot more, but you know, he was pinched off of, you know, moving,
man,
just like I was.
that's awful.
Yeah.
Dude, if I have to move like way far away, I'll pay for it. I will pay for it to be moved. I don't care.
Oh, while I'm on the single tip, let me show you this. Everybody knows Pass the Dutchie by, what was that kid group called?
I don't remember.
I don't have a brain for it. Musical Youth. And so this is the original one, which is Pass the Cutchie on the left-hand side by the Mighty Diamonds.
Nice.
Old rhythm, but the lyric that was their lyric was Pass the Cutchie on the left-hand side and Doug O'Byrne.
And they did one thing that is common in Jamaican music is where they recycled, the lyric.
Yeah, that's true.
Talking about Vibes Cartel.
Ah, yes. Jamaican Dance Hall Neil.
Oh yeah. One of my favorites, man. Like I remember when he came out.
Wasn't he Bounty Killer's protege or something?
Yep, he was in Alliance Crew, and the first album I got in 2006 was Jamaica Meantime. And a mere 2 years later, he was the biggest thing.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
And I was there, being there for that. It's just that's not why he's one of my favorite artists of all time, but he's that talented.
Yeah.
Really, it's like
He came out strong too. I mean, Up to the Time.
Yeah.
And I remember that release. I mean, even now he's been incarcerated for years and he's still pretty much number one.
And he's still putting out new albums.
Yeah.
But he he was doing stuff. He was doing stuff in the early 2000s, but I think Jamaican Meantime is where he really was like, well, instead of doing this DJ stuff, like let me try to create a style of my own. and do something unique. You know what I mean? Let me change it, and he did. Some artists can't do that. Some artists don't have the talent to be like, well, I'm a great DJ, but let me change that completely, and it still be good. And then not only change it once, but change it several times in their career. Not every artist can do that.
That's true.
It's not something that everybody
You know,
can do.
I've seen that happen with Beanie Man, for sure, from the time he was the 10-year-old DJ
Well, yeah.
to the 90s style to the style now. I mean, it's amazing. Like, I don't know how any of those artists can remember all those lyrics for all those songs.
It's talent.
Yeah. Another one of my faves on the Jamaican tip, Horace Andy, Cool as Candy. This just happens to be a compilation put out by Blood and Fire in the 90s called Good Vibes. But I mean, the guy's got so much good stuff. You got the Studio One stuff with Skylarking, and you got the album In the Light, which is another great one. I mean, just the way his style and the people that came out as imitators like Magoo and yeah, good vibes indeed.
He was in what was he in? It was something.
Yeah, it was Massive Attack.
Yeah,
Massive Attack.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I never even listened to that stuff. Did you?
Oh, not really, but
Yeah.
but I remember reading about it.
Yeah, I did too.
I tried, but I couldn't find it with him to hear it.
Yeah,
But I had read that he was in that. He was in that, right?
yeah, he was in it. I'd like to give it a hearing. I mean, I just
I don't think it's super easy to find. If somebody you can comment on that, Massive Attack with Horace Andy, I'd like to read that comment.
yeah. And another idea for a comment: see if you really watch these videos. What do I say at the end? Every time.
I don't even know.
Right. And then one of my favorites is the Aussie punk band Radio Birdman. And this is a 12-inch I have of them called Burn My Eye.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean the whole
That
thing.
it's a 12-inch is
12.
pretty cool.
Yeah, 12-inch EP, 4 songs, the classic old 1976 Birdman song.
So, well, let's go with the 12-inch. We'll pull this out. Lee Perry is definitely on there. This 12-inch single, the One Drop. So this is One Drop and Judgment in Babylon. They put this was out in this was re-released 2004 with 1981. You know when he was going completely ape shit. You know.
Oh, really?
No pun intended. Yeah, when he was like studio gone, he was like
That's true.
he cut a couple really good. What happened was, he let that go.
Mm-hmm.
He went nuts or whatever.
Burned the studio down.
He cut around that time. He cut very few good songs, but this is one really good one that he did cut, and there's a couple of good tracks from Pipecock Jackson, but I wouldn't, unless you're a completist, I wouldn't suggest anybody buying that album. That was like 1980, I think, or something. And then after that he went and became a hardcore alcoholic, and
I had no idea.
didn't know where he was half the time. Yeah, he drank he pretty much tried to drink himself to death. And he was in England. They didn't know where he was, and and then he ended up getting over that. Still alive and still rocking.
Yeah.
I like that artwork.
I've seen him a few times. I always thought it was entertaining that his microphone was half microphone, half bong. Like he would take hits off of his microphone.
It was part everything.
Yeah, and the hats with the light shining out of them. Did you ever see him with that?
Yeah, I gave him a necklace one time. It
You
was
did?
a Halloween skull and crossbones necklace, and he took it and put it on. I got a picture of him with it on, but it was just like a cheapy plastic skull.
That's cool. What do you got there?
This is Gairo Geiro Gegege, which is a Japanese noise group duo.
I can see it because I have to see the attractive album cover.
Yeah, this is not them on the cover, but yeah, really. This is they disappeared for about 12 years. I think one of the guys died because he would have been like 80 at this point. This is something that when I guess the main guy started doing stuff again, he did this. This is a soundtrack for a railroad.
Oh, okay.
And very funky. This is not. This is not a noise record, but you know they're not limited. That's why I like him because he's not limited. He doesn't limit himself to noise. He's just a weirdo. I don't really know what's up with that album cover or the back. There's like no info like on these pictures, but this is like a limited edition, and I like them because they're fucked up. They have like a punk band, and like some of it's harsh noise, some of it's weird like funk like this. Some of it all their punk stuff is them playing, and like they purposely recorded on like a shitty like tape recorder, so it's all like very loud and very tinny.
Super lo-fi.
Super lo-fi. But some of their stuff is super hi-fi, like it's like this record's you know.
I wanted to continue with the favorite artists. Another compilation called Life is Ugly. So why not just kill yourself? For real.
Yeah.
With Red Cross. Great band. Shit. Another Red Cross right here. There's an early single by Red Cross. Burnout. With cover band. Cover band went on to be the music behind the Circle Jerks' Live Fast Die Young on white vinyl.
Ooh.
But yeah, Life is Ugly. So why not kill yourself? Red Cross are on it, Descendants are on it, Anti, Ill Will, Civil Dismay, China White, Mood of Defiance, Saccharine Trust. Come on, I mean, a who's who of cruciality, California hardcore punk.
And Red Cross still plays, to my knowledge. I don't know if it's how worth it is these days, but man.
Yeah, Red Cross. I mean, gosh, they went total, New York Dolls
Like
glam.
glammy. Yeah, that was good stuff though for a little while.
It really was.
But this is the hardcore stuff.
That
Macho
is
Boy,
definitely
Social Distortion.
ancient Red Cross. I mean, they were still.
They look young as hell.
Yeah, I mean, they were like 12 when that came out, I think. I mean, they look like children, right?
Yeah.
I showed them.
Yeah. I'd be insulted if you didn't.
Pretty young Red Cross. Pre-glam. I thought that was funny, the song Cover Band. We're a cover band, we can't write. And then it's covered as Live Fast, Die Young, Circle Jerks. It is the same song because it's the same guitar player. And,
That's cool.
and I love both songs.
What do you got?
Cover
Another,
Band and Live Fast.
you got another Pistols there?
Is it really?
45? Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
so.
Yeah, look at that. So Sex Pistols, of course, are one of my favorite bands, and I got to see the Sex Pistols and the Ramones, and I'm glad, and I'm better for it. And this one is Satellite. If anybody remembers the Sex Pistols song Satellite.
What year was that?
Uh,
No, that you went to see the Sex Pistols.
it was their second American tour, so it wasn't their first time around. It wasn't Filthy Lucre. It was the one right after that. It was around 2001.
God.
I remember it was immediately pre-Iraq War, pre the Baghdad invasion, because Johnny Rotten was on the stage, talking about that. Like,
Right.
it was very serious and somber, and it was a great concert.
I feel like he got very serious as he aged.
Mm. I saw recently, a lot of people like to put down the Sex Pistols and Johnny Lydon or John Rotten, but recently he was out doing a thing where a meet and greet where if you paid, you could have your picture taken with them, you'd sign whatever, and people were bitching about that, and I thought, I'd love to do that.
Here's
I
the
just
thing.
love to,
The stuff that people bitch about, like you said, like
butter commercials,
Yeah.
TV shows.
Well, you know what that butter commercial did? It paid for him to make a freaking pill album. It funded it, and that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know how expensive it is to get an album funded.
Yeah.
It's
totally.
expensive. I know it.
Yeah.
Pat knows it.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
No, it isn't.
So yeah, I'd do a butter commercial to put something out. Well, I'm sure you would too.
Yeah.
And I love butter. Personally, I mean, I use it.
Yeah.
Pretty frequently, probably every day. Margarine, butter.
God, at my work they were just talking about putting butter in coffee instead of creamer.
That's retarded.
Isn't that? Don't say the R word though. I can't do that. No, I'm just messing.
You can't?
Well, I mean, you can.
Tell me what you think in the comment below.
Yeah. No, but yeah, they actually do. They call it some kind of special coffee name, like bulletproof coffee. I think is what they call it. Coffee with butter.
It just like, why would you want to add more cholesterol to your?
Yeah, right. No, I agree. I mean, I think that you should personally watch your triglycerides.
Do you watch your triglycerides?
And I try, you know. I'm no spring chicken.
Well, watch it.
This is a band
There we go.
that was on the Boston LA compilation, and this was their first full length, the FUs, Kill for Christ, which, you know, the FUs, they had a lot of good albums. I like, I mean, the one after this was before Do We Really Want to Hurt You?
I don't know.
I was called My America. Yeah. So anyway, this was before that Pusshead cover.
Yeah,
And truly ripping hardcore contained here. And
Pusshead was a great artist, and still is. I'm pretty sure, at least into the 2000s. I don't know if he's dead or not now, but he's done some like new sculptures and stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
yeah, like figures and stuff. I got one for you here.
Sure.
Just while we're on the topic of punk rock, Funkadelic. I love this album. I love George.
Oh yeah,
Clinton.
Maggot Brain. Yeah.
I love George Clinton stuff. I have a story that goes along with my George Clinton obsession. But I was thinking I really wanted to tell it, but it is a bit off color.
Huh.
So I don't. Maybe we'll get to that during our favorite albums. Maybe I'll work up to that. I don't think I'm ready for the story of my George Clinton obsession. But I love Funkadelic because, like, funk heavy bass line with psychedelic guitar.
Yeah, like the song Maggot Brain, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that like badass guitar?
It is. And guess who covered it? Psychic TV.
Did they really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
More recently. And when me and Justin seen him live the last time, they played it, and it was like a 8-minute cover.
Wow.
I don't see that many bands live anymore, just because I get kind of nervous and stuff. But
Well, that and economics sometimes.
yeah, Ninja Man.
Sorry about that cough, y'all. No, I love Ninja Man.
Yeah, Ninja Man. I have a massive Ninja Man collection. Just because you can get Ninja Man albums, they're cheap, and I can listen to it for forever. Here's my Ninja Man story though. I like that orange hair. I was reading one of my reggae books, and they were saying that one of the stories for Ninja Man, also into some. Well, I mean, he's in prison now, like Cartel.
They're both down for murder, aren't they?
Yeah.
So,
But Ninja
we're talking about long sentences here, right?
Yeah, Ninja Man and his son. Ninja Man was out for a while, and he recorded like There Was No Tomorrow because.
Yeah.
And he doesn't record as much as Vybz Kartel did, but they're both like millionaires. And if you're a millionaire in Jamaica, you can get out and record.
Yeah.
The last Ninja Man song I have, I think, came out like somewhere last year. It was two or three tracks. He ain't doing freaking albums though.
Yeah.
But they were saying like, at its peak in the early '90s, you could wake Ninja Man out of a deep sleep and he'd start DJing. Boom. Like gunshots. Like he would be dead asleep and you could like wake him up and he could just start going.
Wow.
And he treated it like an art.
Yeah.
Which dance hall music and DJing became.
My favorite Ninja Man release was the anthology that was out on VP Records.
Now was that?
That's called
The 4
Everything
disc?
Test Dead. Oh, I wish it was 4 discs. Which one are you talking about?
There's one.
Test Dead was 2 discs.
Well, there's the Legend series, which they do
Oh.
like Frankie Paul and
Okay.
Gregory Isaacs. They have a Ninja Man one,
Okay.
and it's
You said you had a massive collection. That's right.
but it's,
So you got the 4 disc. Nice.
I don't need it. I have all the albums, but
Understood.
I'm saying Frankie Paul's they got like Tidal Wave and stuff. I like
love
Frankie
Tidal
Paul's.
Wave. Yeah.
Frankie Paul's is like worth it to get. There's some
Yeah.
like it's not worth it for me to get, but
Yeah.
You know, Gregory Isaacs has one, but I have those albums.
Yeah.
What do you got in that?
Well, I wanted to, I'll show you this.
What do you got in that stack?
I got this one. This is Sister Nancy, who was
Ooh, Techniques
you know,
label.
blazing pioneer for female
Bam,
DJs.
bam.
And everybody knows that song. It's on the classic Stalag 19 rhythm. And bum bum, what the bum bum. And you know, she went from having her career in Jamaica doing classic records such as this and Transport Connection. And then she actually retired and moved to New Jersey. So she lives in South Jersey, and she just did a show in Philly at Kung Fu Necktie, which is, you know, a bar that has a lot of punk bands.
Yeah.
And I missed the show, but you know, gosh, I wish I hadn't.
Just talking about all the artists that moved to freaking like New York and like who lives there? Shabba Ranks.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Shabba lives in New York City?
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be cool. Can you imagine running into Shabba Ranks in the street?
No.
That'd be like that video, like ting-a-ling-a-ling.
You wouldn't recognize him.
Sheesh.
He's like old as hell looking now.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
I know he's popular in Jamaica. He's a revive artist. You know, he's just huge. You know.
And he sparingly records. It's
Yeah.
it's a crying shame.
Yeah, he was. I mean, Shabba, Ninja. There were people that changed the style from the predominantly U-Roy style of the early '80s DJing to their own.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, kind of went in sections.
Ooh, I see what you got there.
You know, like, yeah, Wayne County.
Wayne County.
And this is Wayne County, not Jane County. Even though I have Jane County stuff. This one is this was a treat because this was supposed to be, from what I read in the description, mostly live stuff. And there's some 1974 stuff on here too.
Oh, sweet.
But it was supposed to be mostly live stuff. Like when I read the description and I got it, and it's like a lot of studio stuff. So I was like over the moon.
Does it have my favorite Wayne County song on it?
Well, let's see what's on it.
Oh, I do like Stuck on You though. That's one of my favorite ones.
This version though,
I don't know if I've heard it.
I'm
I've
telling
never
you,
heard this album.
it's heavy. It is heavy.
Yeah.
I love the cover though. On Munster Records, I don't know much about that label. You know, but
Yeah.
like the condom dress though, that's pretty funny. That took some time. The Dave Clark 5.
Oh yeah, but you could tell that she was a big fan of them.
That's great though. That's so unique.
Another favorite artist of mine, very influential artist, at least when it came to the history of rock and roll and the Cramps, Link Wray. You know, so Fatback, if I'm not mistaken, was the inspiration for musically for Teenage Werewolf, and it's just a great Link Wray rock and roll record. As far as Link Wray records go, it's probably right up there with Rumble. You know. And
Where'd you find that at? I'm just looking at the sleeve to it.
yeah, where did I get that Link Wray record? I must have mail ordered it because I don't remember getting that in the store.
Here's something we could talk about together. Throbbing Gristle.
Oh, I love Throbbing Gristle. Genesis Peorage.
Most of their, I have like I probably have as many Throbbing Gristle albums as you have Sex Pistols albums.
Oh
And
wow.
the thing about that is most of them are live.
Yeah, cause yeah.
You know.
Is there a first annual report?
Yeah, but it's a bootleg.
Okay.
But yeah.
it starts with second annual report.
Officially,
Yeah.
it does, but yeah, they're like,
Woo!
woo! That scared me.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. That scared me. Look at that. You don't like that?
Nice. Hey Dan, are you outside?
No. I'm still at home.
Well, let me call. Could I call you back?
Yeah, look, I just want to let you know real quick. I am going over rods.
Okay, buddy.
All right. So if you make it over, try to make it over tomorrow or something.
Okay, buddy.
All right, Pat.
All right, bye. Sorry.
I'm not gonna edit that.
So
out.
rude. But I had to use calling from Barry, you know what I mean?
I know. Speaking of that, like this
Oh,
goes
Throbbing
with it.
Gristle. Early
This
Worm,
is-
Genesis.
1968.
Really?
Yeah, see.
Wow.
So he was a kid. Look how young he looks.
Wow.
And
yeah.
I'm saying
That's
he
pretty
because
cool.
he is most certainly a he right there. His real name is actually Neil.
Is it really?
Yeah, his Christian name or whatever. Yeah, but that's you know, it took me. There's only 500 of these put out, but I missed it because I was just learning about Deus Records. They do a lot of weird stuff. They have like some early Burroughs they re-released in Psychic TV and some noise stuff that I like, and I missed it, and I eventually years later bought it on years later because this is 2007. No, 2008. That they put this out. And it's like a lot of bedroom, like attic recordings, but it's still pretty cool. It took me, I don't know how many years to buy this.
Wow.
7 years or something? 6,
Jeez.
7 years? To find it on Discogs
Yeah.
from a guy for $30. I certainly wasn't paying like $60 that like he wanted.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'll give you $30. He was like, come on, man. I was like, okay, well, I guess I won't give you $30. And he was like, okay, all right. If you PayPal me right now, I'll send it tomorrow. And I said, done. I would have left work to go buy it. Like,
Nice.
you know, if I was working now, okay. I'm a hairdresser. It doesn't matter what I do. I can leave.
That's cool.
If I have to shit real bad and I know it's going to blow it up, I'll go to hell home.
Right. Why not? Yeah, but I would just say about Throbbing Gristle that.
I mean, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, right. Throbbing Gristle that they are one of the rare bands that they and Captain Beefheart and maybe Flipper even, to where when you play them, people that aren't normally going to react to music, regardless how outrageous it is, you play a song like Hamburger Lady,
Yeah.
and they're like, what the hell is going on? That's just not right. You know what I mean?
No, I'm a person that certainly knows what you mean.
Yeah.
Like I could put on
People that wouldn't flinch, you could play, Napalm Death or.
I could put on that and people would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Because the shit is weird. You have to hear it sometime, in the
Yeah.
future. I know you're saying that, but you'll hear it and you'll be like, it's fucking weird.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed some of our favorite artists.
I got one more in the
And
bag
Neil's gonna get
because
one.
I have to.
That's cool. Oh, Gigi. Yeah.
This is the rare blue cover. I don't know how I got
What
this
is
blue
it?
cover. It's Eat My
Yeah.
Beeps. Like, fuck. You like that? Produced by Dick Urine.
Oh yeah. He did some albums on his own, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said the funny thing is about Dick Urine is Gigi gave him that name and he hated it for like the longest time. But you see what he started using, right?
Oh, absolutely. When Gigi Allen gives you the name.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you like it or not.
Yeah.
Dick Urine, right? I was really young when I got into his stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you could say whatever you wanted to.
How old were you when we met?
I was 15?
You were into Gigi Allen.
16.
Yeah, I mean, you already had all of the stuff.
I was into punk stuff too.
Yeah,
not necessarily a lot of hardcore
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
But I like the first wave stuff. I ended up getting a lot harder into hardcore. No pun intended.
Yeah. Well, I think we have now reached the end of our third episode where we talked about some of our favorite artists, and we hope you dug it. And
You got one more you want to talk about?
well, I could throw in.
Hey, now hold on. Now look at that stack right there.
Yeah.
Take one more of those.
All right. Oh, Cold Crush Brother. Oh, Carolina, what do we do? Let me do this one. This is Carolina Rainbow Opened Wound Corral.
I like the back of it. It looks like somebody bled all over it.
Yeah, it's the album's called Rise of the Common Woodpile. And these are all hand painted sleeves, all done individually by the band. And it was just one of those where I was living in St. Louis, Missouri, and right down the street from me in University City there was a record store called Vintage Vinyl, and your independent records. The first really cool record store you ever went to, that was this place where I would just go, and if it looked cool,
Yeah.
you'd buy it because you just wanted to check out what was on it.
We'll talk about the
Discover
music
one.
of that particular record.
This music is it's experimental noise. I think you'd really like it. Yeah. I really think you dig it. Some of these albums came out with sandpaper on them, which is not very conducive to an LP. By the way.
Yeah, but you don't play the sandpaper, do you?
No, but when you slide the record in, you gotta watch it.
So they did it to fuck with people.
Yeah, I mean, they just didn't care. I mean,
Because, that's more work. You gotta put the sandpaper in there. You gotta cut it.
yeah,
You gotta make sure you get the right measurements.
yeah,
I respect that.
yep.
I would never play the fucking record if I knew that I had the sandpaper in it.
Right. Yeah, but I think it's cool. It sounds unlike anything else. I would say that it probably makes like the 80s Butthole Surfers sound kind of conservative.
And they are kind of a conservative band. So is Sonic Youth. I never liked them much either.
Yeah.
Not my thing. I don't
No,
know.
they
People,
they did a good job imitating No Wave for many years.
I don't think they did a good job. I think they did a job good enough for the pop market. That's why they're like you see their name on everything. I swear, every store I go into, every post I see of somebody's collection, I see it out of the corner of my eye. Butthole Surfers, Spine. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. I'm not into it, and that's fine. I don't have to be, but and if you're into it, that's comment below.
Yeah.
We're both wearing red shirts. We didn't plan this.
They are. Matching.
We actually didn't. We could have.
Yeah.
Maybe we will next time. We'll have matching outfits. That'd be strange.
What are we gonna do next time? We don't know. We're gonna do a flip. We're just gonna flip a coin kind of thing.
Yeah, eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
All right. Sounds good.
Or we'll talk about it tonight and see what.
You want to cut it off now?
I do.
All right. So until next time, I'll say zip zam bowie and swoosha.